Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Now, I guess you probably know what I'm going to talk about here, right? Okay, I got at least 3 comments from people saying, I think you've got the gun tubs on at the wrong angle. And I can see where people thought that this little flange, you might say, that you see sticking out here, right there, I'm just touching it right now, that was supposed to hang over the edge. And you know what? I thought that too, until I went to put them on, and then I realized, no, that's not what it's for. This whole gun tub is about a millimeter. I guess in reality it was probably like about 200 millimeters above the deck. And it was up a bit, and this flange actually sits on the deck. I think what the best thing I should do is I'll recompose here, and I'll show you why it is I put them on the way I did. But I can see where at arm's length it kind of looks like maybe that's wrong. Okay, I'm just going to recompose here. Something else I was going to talk about and I forgot, but I guess I'll probably think of it and we'll get into it. I've been up for quite a while here already this morning, and I did paint a little bit more of the black line around the outside. There's some places that I'm going to have to touch up. In fact, you might actually be able to see where I went up onto the wall there, so I got to take the 19 and touch that up. But anyway, and enough about that. Let's just recompose, and I'll move in a little closer so that you can see why it is I put them the way I did, and I'll try and do it in such a way that I can superimpose the manual so that you can see that anyway. Let's recompose here. Okay, now you can see we've got the right part here, and if I try to have it so that this thing hangs over the edge of the deck, it's just plain not going to be right. I can't even make it do it, because what happens is the opening of the gun tub bangs against the bulkhead. So it's got to go. Let me get it back on there. Okay, it's got to go like this. Okay, right now the opening is perfectly even all the way along, and somebody could walk from right here to right here. Otherwise, if this hangs over, you can't get through. You'd have to vault over. Okay, I think I've made that about as clear as I can. Yeah, let's move on. All right. Probably about 15 minutes ago, I got, you might call it kind of a little bit of a shock. And I went to look at my coffee cup, and I thought, oh no, it's got a crack in it. And my eye caught this. I wasn't looking at it closely. My eye caught this. I guess it'd be part of the rigging. Yeah, good news. The coffee cup is not cracked. Okay, bad news. Now the bad news is, I have concluded that a lot of this, pardon my reach here, a lot of this center section of our ship is probably going to have to be painted by hand. I just finished this. It took me, I'm guessing, off and on. I didn't work at it steady, but I'd say maybe it took 2 hours to go all the way around, and it was kind of fun. I was really enjoying myself. And then I came to this piece here, which, as you will recall, it goes on there. Maybe I should be careful here because some of this paint's not quite dry. And I was thinking, maybe I should be painting this, you know, the dark as well, because this is obviously a deck and obviously some kind of a gun or something goes in there. I think it might be a radar thing, I'm not sure. Anyway, and I thought, well, how much of this do I have to, is actually going to be exposed? And so I went ahead a bit in the manual and I found out, I assembled this piece here. I know I'm way ahead, but I just wanted to put it together so it would fit on here. I just wanted to see, you know, how much of this is going to get covered. And then there's going to be more stuff that's going to go on the top there. I think, though, that most of this deck, when you're looking down on it, I think a lot of it you do see, and especially the front. So it probably wouldn't hurt to paint it the 77 so it matches everything else. We will recompose and take a close look at this. Not with the macro lens, though. As one of the viewers said, and we won't mention his name, but he lives in Tennessee. He says, well, if it looks, how did he put it? Something to the effect of it, if it looks bad when you through the macro lens, don't show through the macro lens. And that's true. But I like to just get right in and show it like it is. Anyway, yeah, we won't use the macro lens, but we will take a close look and give it a bit of a chance to dry. There's the odd place that I can see that it's still a little bit, you might call, shiny, so I'm sure it's soft underneath the skin. I think it's going to be okay, because when we do put these pieces down, you know, they're going to cover. What piece? Oh yeah, that piece of wood. Excuse my reach again. Okay, this piece goes on here. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think once we get these pieces on, they're going to cover up a lot of the jagged lines on the other side that we're not supposed to be seeing anyway. And there's the odd place where I've gone over the... this one goes like this, and this one goes like this. Okay, yeah, you kind of get the idea. It's not going to look too bad at all. And then there's more of it's going to be covered up. The less you see of my painting, the better it looks, right? Anyway, yeah, a lot of this is going to have to be hand painted. I'm thinking of right now, and I know that in fact it was yesterday. Let me get rid of this here. Yesterday I did a little part on the side with a brush to see how it would look. I think it was on this piece, or was it on this piece? Anyway, yeah, right here. I don't know if you can see the reflection or not, but there's a slight difference in the texture there, and it had actually I deliberately painted over the door that had detail on it because I wanted to see how does it look after it dries, and it shrunk down pretty good. I think that if I'm careful and maybe do 2 thin coats instead of 1 thick coat, I might be able to brush the sides instead of having to worry about masking everything and painting. The only place that I'm going to have a problem will be is when I'm doing the sides like this. I had wanted to be able to brush up a bit so that I wasn't going to be scooping the paint off the brush onto this black or dark that I just painted. That's going to be the hard part. Well, we'll see. We'll see when the time comes. Okay, I got something else I want to do right now. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, as you can see, I've snapped the pieces down, and that way the lines are going to be more defined. And I was trying to decide what would be the best way to show this thing. Would it be maybe slide the camera all the way around the outside of the part here? And I thought, no, that's kind of cumbersome. And then I realized, well, I could probably just sit here in my chair nice and comfy and slide the part under the camera and watch in the monitor and make sure I keep it in the field of view. So that's what we're going to do here. I should have maybe done a dry run. Okay, I think this piece is going to go like this. Okay, and this one, the lip goes over the edge. There we go. But you can see that you can see the black underneath there sticking out just a little bit. And of course on a turret it doesn't matter. You know, the fact that I painted this over, it's hidden anyway. Okay, enough of this. Okay, I'm going to take our 19 here and just patch this where I went up onto the bulkhead. And on the other side here that you can't see at all, that's not painted. And so I'm going to do that, and then we'll take a close look at it afterwards. A reasonably close look, that is. It's too awkward to do a real good job on camera, because I like to be able to just look at it really, really close and hold it just exactly right and sort of work my way down to the line. You know, surprisingly, I find this large brush works quite well. I was wondering if maybe I was to maybe take a pair of scissors and just cut it nice and square, or maybe using a razor blade or something too. That might work. That would make the end, you know, nice knife edge, if you know what I mean. It's worth a try. I've got two of these brushes, so if I ruin one, well, I've still got the other one. I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, I was thinking afterwards maybe I can video this, at least part of it. And what I've got here is my Tamiya brush, and because I'm going to be splaying it out all the time in the same way, I'm going to want to try and keep it. I'll make a little mark down here as well. Okay, that'll just help. Now, recompose sort of. Now, the idea is, okay, see, I've got to bend at a bit of an angle, but probably about, maybe 30 degrees or so. So you can see that if I was to turn it the other way, it's going to want to splay them slightly different. So I'm going to always do it the same way. This may not work. This may turn out to be a real bad idea. Now I have just sharpened this on my tarmac, and I'm noticing that I seem to see what looks like a little burr on the cutting edge there, but maybe it's just my imagination. Now, am I scared to do this? Is this going to be a mistake? I think I'm just going to try and go basically straight down. Okay. Now I do believe the edge is just probably a little bit. Obviously I've shortened it very slightly, but well, I guess I'll know once I start using it. Is there any long hairs sticking out there that I should deal with? Maybe just right there. Okay, and I got one sticking out here. Maybe I use my little scissors for that. Okay, I think this is going to work pretty good. Okay, let's clean up here. Well, here's what's happened. I'm going to have to get a lawyer, I guess. My macro lens has filed a grievance against me. It goes something to the effect of, "What do you mean you won't use me because I'm too good?" Okay. Now, this is what I did do. I put one coat on the superstructure, or on the bulkhead, all around the sides, from here to about here, and the same on the other side. Just one coat. I'm going to let it dry, give it another coat. Maybe in the extra, if I have an extra tonight, we'll get in a little bit closer and take a look and see how it looks. But right now I'm encouraged. I'm thinking that it maybe painting the bulkheads with a brush is going to work. But I just want to wait and see how does the second coat look. Am I going to lose too much detail? Because with the airbrush you practically don't lose any. But like I say, it's drying now. I'm thinking it's probably about 80% dry, and I'm seeing a lot of detail going on there. So I'm going to give it call it a day here, folks. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you in the next episode.